once again, it is another beautiful morning. I'm headed back over to the Keystone, Montana 40-foot fifth wheel. We started, got it all prepped, cleaned up, and primed yesterday. And today we're going to get it all ready to go. Going to get it all cut in and get the first coat, the base coat of the coating on. I do need to run to Lowe's real quick and pick up some roll flashing. I'm going to go ahead and get those spots on the side. I think I showed you where the tree fell on that camper and it dented up the radius on that driver's side of the fifth wheel. I'm going to get some roll flashing and go ahead and get that replaced. I'm going to repair that, make it look nice. The customer didn't care either way if it was repaired. He just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to leak. And if I mean, I can coat right over it just fine and it's not going to leak, but it just doesn't look good. So I'm going to go through all the trouble of doing this entire roof. I want all of it to look good at the end. So that's what we're going to do. So in order to do that, I've got to run by the hardware store first and pick up some roll flashing because I don't have any. I don't have to do these radius repairs very often, so I don't normally keep a whole lot of that stuff on my truck. Mainly because, as I've said before, I travel full-time in my fifth wheel with my wife and my 3 kids, so space is limited. So the less I've got to carry around, the better. So I'll touch base with you at Lowe's, and we'll get this game started. So what you want right here, you got aluminum and galvanized steel. You want the steel. Don't get the aluminum. Get the steel. This is the one I'm going to get. 10 inch by 10 foot. That's all I need. Hey, real quick, on a completely different subject, or just subject altogether, I drive a 2013 Dodge Ram 2500 with the 6.7 Cummins diesel engine. Now I've got roughly 235,000 miles on this truck. This truck has been fantastic. I have zero complaints about this truck whatsoever, except this stinking water and fuel sensor alarm goes off all the time. Now I am on my, I believe, 4th water and fuel sensor, different brands, OEM, and the alarm continues to go off. Okay, maybe I've got water in my fuel, but there's no way. I burn through at least 2, sometimes 3 full tanks of fuel on a weekly basis with as much as I drive. I've been all over the diesel forums. Like I said, I've changed out the sensor and it immediately just goes off. So I thought, okay, maybe it's the connection. So cleaned that out, sprayed some air in there, put it all back, same thing. Okay, is it a grounding issue? So I've gone from the sensor and followed the wiring back as far as I could possibly follow it, seeing if any of the casing is rubbed off and if it's grounding out to the frame. Still, I mean, nothing. I can't find anything. So if any of you have a similar problem, similar issue, have had, know someone who's had, please let me know and give me some advice, steer me in the right direction, because this thing, it dings 3 or 4 times every time I'm in the truck, and I know there's not water in my fuel. It's probably something super simple that I'm just missing, but I don't know. I can't seem to track it down and get it solved. So if somebody's got the magic solution, please drop me a comment down below and let me know. I would really appreciate it. Okay, back up here on the Montana fifth wheel. It's all primed up and dried for yesterday. I've already gotten up here and dried the roof off. Now, what I'm going to do first is this radius. Where the tree fell and bent this in. That's what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this flashing that we got, we're going to cut this out, replace that, and make it look like it either. Alright, well that was easy. So you just cut that out, cut it down both sides, and then it's just tucked behind this gutter system. And as you can see, it came out pretty easily, so we'll see. I think there's enough room that I can just tuck the new one back in, and then we'll fold it over, attach it with some screws, and hit it with some tape, and proceed. Here shortly we'll get this covered with fabric, and I'll show you how that goes as well, and we'll make this disappear.
going to do is now, essentially we've got our metal radius rebuilt. We're just going to overlay it with our fabric, which we will embed in the coating. This fabric it's readily available online. I'll put a link to it down below if you want to find some, and then you can use it with whatever coating that you're using to work on your RV. But I've got it cut. I'm going to get it back down here behind the gutter system here. I'm going to coat this with the coating, lay this in, and then we'll coat over it again, let it dry. And then as we build up the coats, you'll see this will just completely disappear. Before I'm done, we'll probably end up with about 4 to 5 coats over this fabric, and it's going to disappear. You'll never even know that it was there. That's it. Back in the truck, and I'm headed back to the camper, done for the day. And I've been in the truck for a few minutes, had an ice cream cone, a little time to reflect, to cool off
think about the day and remember everything I said this morning about it being a beautiful day and a crisp morning and blah, blah, blah. Well, I take it all back. That stinking humidity. It was so stinking hot today. I'm over it. It was so stinking hot. Now, granted, I know I'm up on an RV roof, and hey, man, this is the path that I've chosen. But man, give me a break. A little bit of breeze or something, just to break up the stillness and cut through the humidity. Oh, it's awful. But I don't know, I'm just crying. There's a lot of there's worse things that you could complain about. I mean, does the heat suck? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Humidity, it's even worse. But here it is. What are we? We're the middle of August, so hopefully things are going to start cooling down soon. But until then, you might hear me rant and rave about the heat and humidity for a little bit longer because I'm over it. I'm over it. But we got it done today, so I'm gonna go home, get some rest, and we'll get the last coat put on that Montana tomorrow, and we'll be done with that one. And I just got off the phone with Tiffany. And it looks like we were having some difficulties. We're headed up to Michigan to do some work up there, and the campground situation in Michigan's out of control. It must be cooler up there, which I'm hoping, because every single campground is just booked solid and has absolutely nothing available. But apparently Tiffany had been calling for days now, trying to find some place, and the campground called her back just a few minutes ago and had a spot, perfect 50 amp full hookup spot, come available for 2 weeks. So I said, jump on it, book it, let's get it booked. And now we have a place to stay for the next 2 weeks, and then it's west of Detroit, I guess kind of in the middle there. And then we'll move on over to a different campground that we've already had booked as part of our membership package in eastern Michigan. But I'm hoping for some cooler weather, and once we get up there, I'll definitely let you know how the weather is. It's got to be better than this, but we'll see. Well, anyway, guys, that's it for the day. I'm gonna call it good, and I will see you on the next one. And thank you for watching. Bye.